This week we're concentrating on using the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. We often use this when one of the other strategies doesn't work. It will always work, but it's very time consuming. Okay, so the first thing we need to do based on the activator is find our A, B, and C. Remember our A is in front of our X, so that is 1. Our B is -2, and our C is -15. Okay, and we know it's already equal to 0, so we're ready to go. All right, so now we're going to plug in your A, B, and C into your equation. So x equals -2 square root b squared. -2 times -2 is 4, minus 4 times a is 1 times -15 all over 2 times 1. Now we're going to simplify a little bit. This becomes +2. We're going to have our plus or minus, which I left off up there. On my calculator, I'm just going to go type this in. So it's 4 minus 4 times 1 times -15. And that's the square root of 64 all over 2. X equals 2. The square root of 64 is 8 plus or minus 8 over 2. Now we just solve. 2 plus 8 is 10 over 2, which equals 5. And we do 2 minus 8, which is -6 over 2, which is -3. There are my two answers. Okay, let's keep going down here to the next one down. Okay, it says x squared plus 4x minus 1 equals 4. Well, we first got to get it to equal 0. So what we're going to do is take away 4 from both sides. So now we have x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. Now we're going to find our a, b, and c. 1, +4, and -5. And now we're going to plug in. X equals negative the b, 4, plus or minus the square root of 4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times -5, all over 2 times 1. Now we simplify. X equals -4 plus or minus. We go on our calculator and we're going to do inside the square root. And we get 16. 16 minus 4 times 1 times -5. And that's 36 all over 2. Now we solve for that. We know that the square root of 36 is 6. So we have x equals -4 plus 6 over 2 and -4 minus 6 over 2. So when we solve, we get -4 plus 6 is 2. So we get x equals 2 over 2, or 1. And here we get x equals -10 over 2, which is -5. Moving it up so you can see it a little better. Sorry about that. All right, let's go to the last two. So already equal to 0. We're good to go. We're going to put in our 2, our 6, and our 4. Okay, so now we have x equals, we plug in, negative, our b is 6, plus or minus, our b squared from the equation is 36, minus 4 times a is 2, times c is 4, all over 2 times a, which is 2. Now we simplify. X equals negative 6 plus or minus. Let's go get inside our square root first. So I'm just typing 36 minus 4 times 2 times 4. That makes 4 all over 2 times 2 is 4. Now we're going to have negative 6 plus 2, that square root of 4 is 2, over 4. And we're going to have negative 6 minus 2 over 4. Now we solve. Remember, you have to solve the top first. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 4 over 4, which is negative 1. Negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. There are our two answers. Okay, last one for today, and then you will do the back for practice. Right now it doesn't equal 0, so we need to get it to equal 0. So we added 12x to both sides. So we have 3x squared plus 12x. I always put my b second. Minus 15 equals 0. Now we're going to plug in. Our a is 3, our b is 12, and our c is negative 15. X equals, remember the formula is the negative b, so negative, our b is 12, plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's 144, minus 4, always 4, times the a, which is 3, times the c, which is negative 15, all over 2 times the a, which is 3. Now we simplify. Negative 12 plus or minus. Here we go. Just put it in. 144 minus 4 times 3 times negative 15. That's 324. I'm going to double check that. And this will be 6. I'm going to do it one more time. 144 minus 4 times 3 times negative, 15. Yep, 324. Okay. So now we have the square root of 324. Second square root, 324. That's 18. So we have negative 12 plus 18 divided by 6. Or we have negative 12 minus 18 divided by 6. Negative, if you want to do this on the calculator, you're going to do negative 12 plus 18. This long divide bar tells me I have to push enter first. So that is going to be negative 12 plus, I messed up here, negative 12 plus 18 is 6 over 6, which equals 1. Negative 12 minus 18, enter. That's negative 30 divided by 6, which equals negative 5. Now, you can do these all in one shot if you just use the word type enter on your calculator. Now it's your turn to do 5 problems on the back. My suggestion is before you start, let's go write the quadratic formula here so you have it so you don't have to keep flipping over. It is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Again, you don't have to memorize that. You're going to get that every time. You just have to know how to use it. Now it's your turn.